माइक सेंसिटिव है, यानी जो हम आवाज कर रहे हैं ना वही इसमें रिकॉर्ड होगा, तो हम चुप बैठेंगे। Sir, I can explain it. Yes, sir. मैं लिखना है जोड़ने से तो देख लिया पाठ्यक्रम को पाठ्यक्रम है अच्छा एक क्वार्टर फ्रॉम सेम टाइप्स क्वार्टर फ्रॉम एक्सपर्ट टॉक नहीं तो मुझे मैं अभी रोहित रोहित एक्सपर्ट टॉक का क्वाड्रेंट में डाल दे लिखा नहीं बोल रहा क्या मैं रोहित आपके लोग बोल रहे 4 बजे से specialty is textiles, agriculture, what is आवाज आ रही है सभी तो ज्यादा कुछ बातें होगी नहीं है मेनली वो माइक से हो रहा है मेरे पर्टिकुलर केमिकल्स रहते हैं ना सब उनको आपको 200 प्लस प्रोडक्ट बनते हैं फॉलो की भी हाँ तो जानना कैसे करूँ गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन थैंक यू मिस्टर सुजय फॉर गिविंग मी दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी thank you Mr. Suhail for giving me this opportunity now it is indeed an honor to introduce our esteemed guest for me is that
Good evening. Sustainability is not a choice for the future. It is a responsibility for the present. And few have done this responsibility in the innovation. And we have a pioneer example for the same, Dr. Ajay Ranka sir. With this, I, Sujat Deshmukh, welcome you all to the expert talk, the power of ideas, transforming innovation into impact. I request Dr. Ajay Ranka sir, Vice Chancellor, NIT University, welcome our today's guest of honor, Dr. Ajay Ranka sir, and MD of Zydex. Thank you, sir. I would like to give this opportunity to Mr. Neeraj Nandakumar to make Ajay Ranka sir familiar with all.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Sujan, for giving me this opportunity. Now, it is indeed an honor to introduce our esteemed guest for today. Dr. Ajay Ranka sir is an alumnus of our very own institute, a proud product of LIT, who went on to earn his PhD in Polymer Science and Engineering from the United States. He began his professional journey with PPG Industries USA, one of the leading global chemical manufacturers. Driven by passion for innovation and sustainability, Dr. Ranka founded Zydex in 1997, a specialty chemicals company built on the philosophy of innovating for sustainability to conserve and extend the life of our planet's resource. So, without further delay, let us all join our hands together and give a warm round of applause to welcome Dr. Ajay Ranka sir. So, the first thing I'm going to do is not speak from here, but I'm going to come near you. Because I don't want you to feel that I am something different. बराबर पहले तो आई वांट टू नो इंग्लिश में बोलूं या हिंदी में बोलूं या मराठी में बोलूं तीनों बोल सकता हूं मराठी तीनों में चलेगा इंग्लिश बोलता है एवरीबॉडी अंडरस्टैंड्स इंग्लिश इंग्लिश इज द कॉमन so I am like you I used to sit here give exams and today I am here talking to you about let's say the future of India right future of how you would like to see India progress. Few things. Let us start with if you want to be a successful person in your life, what is important? First is conserve money. So the principle you are learning from me is कंजूसी में गर्व महसूस करो. Become thrifty. You say, sir, what are you saying? I don't want to have a designer bag. No. Life is all about resources maximization. आप यदि पैसा नहीं बचाओगे तो सही जगह पैसा नहीं लगा पाओगे. You do not know where the opportunity will be. So do not waste resources. Rule number 1. Every action from morning till evening, always look at your action. Are you using the resource properly or are you wasting it? And that includes your time. One exercise which I want all of you to do is value yourself. हर एक का अपना अपना दाम होता है. हर एक को पता है कितना दाम है आपका पर आवर का. इसने कैलकुलेट किया हाथ ऊपर खड़ा करो और तो सोचते हो नहीं किया. So this is the time to think. Does that make sense? मैं सोचता हूँ कि मेरा 1 घंटे का वैल्यू 1 लाख रुपया है. Can be or cannot be. But यदि मैं सोचता हूँ कि मेरा 1 घंटा 1 लाख रुपए का है, then I have to produce 1 lakh of rupees value addition every hour. And in the evening, if I have not earned 8 lakh of rupees or 10 lakh of rupees, then I have to put थप्पड़ लगाना चाहिए अपने आप को. ये गलत सोचते हो. You are not worth that. Does that make sense? Once you create an assessment in your mind what your value is, and you are every day thinking that I have created that value, whether acquisition of knowledge, whether from commercial activity or anything, doesn't make any difference in life. You will realize that you will become very conscious about the time you spend. See, whether you work in a company, whether you work for yourself, it doesn't make any difference. Whoever creates value will be valued in the future. Does that make sense? Sundar Pichai का नाम सुना है? How much he gets? He's already a billionaire. How? He doesn't. He did not start Google, but he is being paid $1 billion. So a professional can also get paid heavily if he creates value. So that's the rule number 2. Let's value your talent. Make sense? Okay. I don't want to give you too much of lecture, but I want you to ask questions. And then we will basically have an interactive session. Whatever is in your mind. अपन नरेंद्र मोदी क्या करते हैं, ट्रम्प साहब क्या करते हैं, वहां से लगा के everything we can talk. Let's have a nice conversation, right? So anybody who wants to raise hand and ask a question? आपके मन में कुछ भी होगा, मेरे बारे में पूछना होगा तो पूछिए, टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में मेरा क्या व्यू है वो पूछिए, whatever you feel like. I don't want to bore you with this thing. Tell me. Anybody? The back side? Yes, go ahead. Go on. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
I am Sanket Yadav, student of Chemical Engineering third year. So my question is, if you stand Zydex today, what problem will you solve first?
What problem I will solve first?
Yes.
Right now, my passion is I want to make this country organic. See, I am a very worried person about the health of my country's citizen. I am eating food which is toxic. All of you agree? I am not sure how much nutrient I get per calorie I consume. It is on the lower side. I have no clue. And my taste of the food has also gone bad. What I hear from my grandmother or grandfather. Right? So are you happy with that? Anybody happy with the state of food you eat? Answer is universal. So I am trying to fix this particular problem right now. Because if we want to be a developed country, we need to have healthy, we need to have population which is strong, and we need to have population which is happy. So food is something which I believe is the first problem as a Zydex I would like to solve. You as chemical engineers have a role to play in that. You understand microbiology, you understand chemical engineering processes, you understand material science, you understand, food science. All of them are in this campus. You can provide solutions. Does that make sense? So that would be my first action. Yeah. Any other? Yeah.
Sir, as we have everyone talk about you have first working in a company, right? So basically, you had a job, then you turn into a person. So as you all have a job, it's a kind of comfortable zone. We work from say 9 to 5. We get a fixed amount of salary. We do extra job, then we can get some bonus. So I think you had that time at that point of time you had comfortable life. What specifically one incident or something that innovated you that I should start Zydex Industries? What turning point came in your life?
There is no turning point. I was a rebellion. I was always a rebellion. LIT के इतिहास में मेरा डिसर्टेशन थीसिस उस जमाने में इतिहास था. It was only 21 pages. I was the first man who did that. Why? Because I said, I don't like to write this theoretical thesis. So I rebelled. I went to Professor Nageshwar Ramane, my guide. I said, I don't like it. So if you don't like it, what can I do for you? That is your problem. I said, yeah, but I want a solution from you. I think I should do some research which is actually going to result into some product. And I pushed, I went, defined the project called purification of decolorization of Karaya gum. This Karaya gum was available from China, Chandrapur forest, but its properties were equivalent to Arabic gum, which was very expensive. Just because this was yellow, it used to get degraded. So that was the problem I was trying to solve. And naturally, in 3 weeks experimentation, I failed. But what was appreciated by the professor, I thought I will get D or C, something like that in the dissertation. But I got an A plus for only one reason, that I could defend what I did. I could explain scientifically what I did, how I did the experiments and why I failed. And they liked the attitude that I was trying to do something different. So two things I will tell you. You need to be a rebellion, think that I will not accept today. I will destroy my today and I will create a new tomorrow. That is the spirit of entrepreneurship. Spirit of innovation is kill your today, create a new tomorrow. That is the skill of innovation. So, if you have that zeal, then that works. The second thing which helped me in going from a job to this is work hard, 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 hard. There is no substitute to hard work. We were 18 PhDs in the PPG who were hired when I came in. Everybody used to come at 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock, they are gone. I was the only so-called mad person sitting in the office in the research company, research center, who would work every day till 7 o'clock. Now the best part comes. I used to finish all my work at 10 o'clock in the morning. In 2 hours, I would finish everything what was given to me. Rest 8 hours, I used to only do acquisition of knowledge. Library बैठता था, पढ़ता था, सोता था. Saturday also, I was not expected to go. I used to go at 10 o'clock till 5 o'clock. My wife also used to call me mad. Okay? So, unless you push yourself to lunacy, जब तक आपके आजू बाजू के घर वाले लोग आपको पागल नहीं बोलना शुरू करते हैं, वहां तक हार्ड वर्क करो, तभी लाइफ में आप कुछ बनोगे. एकदम क्लियर प्रिंसिपल. इंटेलिजेंस इज ऑल अप टू अ पॉइंट, एवरीबॉडी हैज इट. इट इज द हार्ड वर्क which makes you or breaks you, and particularly in the younger age. Any other question?
So nowadays, is it hard to be an engineer or an entrepreneur?
No, I think it is very hard to become a good engineer. Because a good engineer is who makes. इसको बोलते हैं ना, मिट्टी में से सोना कैसे बनाना, वो इंजीनियर है. राइट? मिट्टी में से सोना. अपन we extract gold out of what? मिट्टी. Who does it? Engineer does it. सेठ जो गाड़ी पे बैठा हुआ है वो नहीं कर रहा. Becoming an engineer is more difficult than safe. Yes, after engineer you can become a safe. But if you are a safe, not necessarily you are smarter than engineer. Does that make sense? Okay. What question from the girls? I asked you for percentage of the girls. 40% are girls here. You have to have 40% of the share of the questions. Huh?
And where do you think chemical industry is going? Because 30 years back, 40 years back, people have thought that petrochemical is the area where a lot of job creations could happen. Recently, we saw that we expected that a lot of job creation could happen in hydrogen, green hydrogen. But somehow it seems that it is failing. So where do you see 30 years from now, where do chemical engineers find relevance with advent of AI and everything else?
First of all, let me share you a very bleak picture. The advent of AI, that means ability to process information and create basically services, and robotics, that means ability to physically do some work, task, is likely to eliminate most of the jobs which you may be aspiring today. Bad news. Okay, I'm just trying to be very blunt about it. What can you do? I don't want to only state the problem, I want to give a solution. The solution is every 6 months you must take out 2 days in your life, sit down and answer very honestly. Are my skills replaceable by a robot or by a chat GPT model, AI model? If my skills are replaceable, the likelihood that it will get replaced is very high. Generally, you get an indication 5 years ahead of time. आपकी यदि समाज में मार्केट में जरूरत नहीं है, आपको 5 साल पहले समझ में आ जाएगा कि you are not being needed. Better analyze every 6 months. Number 2 exercise. In that you bifurcate that whether the services, the products which I am helping to produce itself are going to be needed by the society, or they will be replaced by something, or they will become irrelevant. If answer to that question is clearly seen, leave that organization, run somewhere else. Okay? These are the two very, very important exercises you must do. There is one more very interesting exercise you should do if you want to develop products, if you want to develop services. This is called blue ocean strategy. Have you heard about this? What is the blue ocean strategy? First ask a question. What do I get paid for? मुझे लोग पैसा क्यों देते हैं? Right? If the customer is paying money, something you are doing right, then only he is paying money. So find that out. Why am I being paid? What features are I getting paid for? Number 2, what am I giving to my customer or to my client for which he doesn't pay or he doesn't care? If you identify those, then you can eliminate those out of your services or your product. जो चीज आपके कस्टमर को जरूरत ही नहीं है, आप फालतू में दिए जा रहे हो, पैसा वेस्ट किए जा रहे हो, तो नहीं करना चाहिए लाइफ में, उसको एलिमिनेट करो. Third is you have to always ask, keep on asking this question. What can I do more for which you are willing to pay? Those are the features you need to build in your own products and services. Does that make sense? And then the last is, what may be the features for which the customer may pay, he doesn't know today. Like Steve Jobs knew that if I bring a smartphone, people will pay more. People did not give him that feedback market. He anticipated. He created the perception saying that this is the need for which money will get paid. And he was extremely successful in that. So news is bad, but hopes are not bad. You can do it. You just need to find a way to do it and start thinking like this, what I just explained to you, in everything you do. स्टार्ट क्वेश्चनिंग. ठीक है, हर एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हो उसमें भी पूछो यही सवाल, मजा आएगा.
So we can also use AI to our advantage since we know that it is more knowledge related, more ideal. We can use it for knowledge to keep up with the times also. How?
Wonderful question. Education, first of all, you are all third year students, right? It doesn't end next year. Education will go on forever. What you need to focus, I'm very sorry to say, but what you have gained, most of you, is contextual knowledge. Yani information and understanding of principles is what you have achieved. Understanding of principles and how they function is great. Lot of information you will forget where you have spent time to learn it. That was your waste of time. What you need to focus is on your ability to learn. Learn faster and faster. Okay? How do you do that in the future? So I was just telling Matul sir that proficiency in vocabulary. इंटरनेट ने एलएलएम ने मॉडल ने तो सब इंफॉर्मेशन डाल दिया आपके टेबल पे. Could you read it? Could you comprehend it? And could you contextualize it? These are the fundamental questions you will have to ask yourself, and at what speed you are doing it. If an American can do faster than you are done. If a Chinese can do faster than you are done. And then you have to absorb it. You have to memorize it. Let me ask you a question. Is memory an important function in your learning process? What do you think? Yes? Has your school or college made any effort to improve your memory skills? No. Have you ever risen up in the class, I will not learn, sir. First improve my memory skills. Become a rebellion. See, when you start thinking at a fundamental level that AI will help you, the skill which will retain the knowledge, इसको अपन अपने वैदिक साइंस में इसको अवधान बोलते हैं. अपने यहाँ पे शतावधान, जैसे जैन मुनि रहते हैं, शतावधान जो होते हैं, 100 things randomly you tell them and they can reproduce one time. That's the kind of memory power. How to develop that? Those techniques are available in our Vedas, in our Upanishads, in our Jain scriptures. So, unless you develop memory, unless you develop, and memory games are available. Please go and read on again ChatGPT or anything. They will teach you all. You don't need to depend on the institute telling this. आपके अंदर होना चाहिए. Improve your vocabulary, improve your reading comprehension skills. Again, you can read on your own and absorb that. One thing which you need to learn faster and faster is ability to think. Do you solve a puzzle today? Every day? Challenge your mind. Do you try to understand a scientific phenomena which is challenging your mind? A complex phenomena? Every day if you struggle on that, the chances that you will become sharper will be high. Does that make sense? So AI is a greatest tool given to Indians. You need to transform yourself to improve your ability, capacity to learn. Focus on that, and you will be very successful in your life with these new tools. Any other questions? ये बोला गया है कि आप लोग देखेंगे क्यों मिले? आप तो पूछो. Okay, here there is one.
difference do you see in your generation, chemical engineers, and our generation?
I am not seeing any much of a difference. I think every generation is as smart and as motivated as they were. The only difference is we were brought up in conditions of not things being plenty. हमारे टाइम में 25,000 गाड़ियां बनती थी हिंदुस्तान में. हमारे यहाँ सीमेंट का शॉर्टेज था, लोहे का शॉर्टेज था, गाड़ी का शॉर्टेज था, वेस्पा भी नहीं मिलती थी. ये हालत में हम लोग बड़े हुए. You guys are in the era of plenty. Today you have homes, you have food security, and you are having reasonably good resources. I would not say excessive, but reasonably good resources. So the question is, can you take advantage of a better start and grow faster? Where I would say you should focus on and understand the world in 25 years will be worth $250 trillion. Okay? Today it is approximately 100. Out of that, 30 to 40 will get killed as a business, as a service, as a product. Replace. That means you have almost 180 to 190 trillion dollar worth of opportunity generating in your lifetime. Very profound statement I am making. जितना wealth हम लोगों ने देखा है हमारे लाइफ टाइम में, आप उसके डबल आपके लाइफ टाइम में जनरेट करने वाले हो. Question is, who is going to be owner of that wealth? You, the American, the Russian, the Chinese, the Filipinos, the Indonesians, or the Pakistani, which we don't want. Right? So, it is you who have to decide कि ये पाई को बनने वाला है. Who is going to be the one? That is the only difference I see in that generation, this generation. And you are blessed with learning at speed. We were not.
So, as we hear day by day that the Indian education system is lagging so much, especially the engineering syllabus, it's not up to date to the real world. As we have studied in India and US also. So, is it really the syllabus is lagging? And if it is, then how we can compete with the engineers over the globe academically as a student?
Wonderful question. Two areas we are lacking. One, our education is instructional. हमारे यहाँ पे अब थोड़ा सा अपन हिस्ट्री में जाएंगे, थोड़ा सा मैं नेशनलिस्टिक व्यू लाऊंगा तो माफ कर देना. 1776, the British Raj lost the American war. It was a deep scar on them. They came back and started thinking, how do we perpetuate colonial wars? What they did, they said that educate these fellows in a manner how we train a pet. Obey mindset. So, Dr. David Macaulay was given the task of re-engineering how India will get educated to become obey mindset. And that is where the instructional teaching methodology came in. And we have followed. Part of your problem is that we still follow what we call an instructional education. It should get transformed to learning as a part of your curriculum. You need to learn on your own. Let me tell you, every IIT, every MIT, every Berkeley, every Stanford has put all their classes online. I can become a whole home-schooled engineer without anybody's intervention if I want to. So, if you become a mediocre engineer, it is you who have to blame yourself because the technological tool is available, the gyan is available, you don't want to take it, you don't want to drink it, you don't want to burn your midnight candle, that's your problem. Yes, there is a difference, and the difference is maybe the connectivity to the industry, maybe the real application of knowledge. So what you have to do, क्लास में आप ये पूछो कि सर जो भी सिखा रहे हैं इसमें से पैसा कैसे बनता है वो बताओ पहले. If the money is being made with this, I want to learn, otherwise I don't want to learn. Does that make sense? So the teacher will be forced to tell you what is the commercial relevance of what you are learning. And you will understand the context of how to generate money, how to generate value. Does that make sense? कल से पूछेंगे क्लास चलने नहीं देने का, रेबेलियन जब तक क्लास में से बाहर नहीं निकाल देते टीचर. Agreed? Okay. Sorry. Tell me whenever we want to stop. Okay. I thought that this was. There. Whenever you feel like going, just raise your hand. Somebody, even one person, raise their hand. I'm happy to stop at that. But I thought that giving rather than lecture, these questions are better. Well, that will help you better. Okay. Any other questions?
Hello sir, myself Yash Khanna, third year chemical engineering student. Sir, what skills do you wish we engineers develop during our college time?
I would again, skill set is something what you want to be. That will decide. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to develop skill set of accounting. That means how your balance sheet is written. You need to develop marketing. You need to develop brand development. You need to develop communication. You need to develop how to handle HR. You need to develop how to organize safety in your company. So many things. So you need to be a overall thinker. If you want to go super specialized, saying that I only want to become in one area the super guy, then you focus on those skills. Saying that I will dig deep into those research areas, I will become knowledgeable in that area, and I don't know anything else. जैसा अर्जुन को सिर्फ आंख दिख रही थी वैसे चलेगा. So if you want to become a general manager, become a general manager. If you want to be a specialist, become a specialist. I don't think in the life there will be both the roles. You can't be both. Very rarely people can be both. I'm not saying, I'm not doubting on your capabilities, but typically this is the way you can acquire skills. And you should basically read where the value creation is. पैसा कहाँ बन रहा है? Who is making money? Keep identifying, keep identifying, keep identifying. The day you do that exercise every day, someday you will stumble upon, oh, ये अच्छा, ये मेरे को भी मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. That is, and then you learn the skill. One exercise, one skill. I would give you an advice. This is the most difficult advice you would have ever heard. Write a vision document of 2060, where you will be at the peak of your productivity career. अब आप बोलेंगे कि सर 5 साल का नहीं पता है, अब तो 2060 का लिखने को लगा है, मजाक कर रहे हैं हमारे साथ, बराबर है ना? But this exercise of stretching your mind so deep into the future, saying that in 2060, what kind of products and services are going to be required, what will get paid for, at what rate they will get paid for, and what will be the skills required to produce them. These are the questions. If you start getting answers to that, you will know yourself what skills you will need. Today you can analyze a business, you can read online saying that what are the functions a large company does. Super specialized. Those are the skills. As simple as that. Go into the engineering, saying that what are the engineering functions we do. Those are the skills. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. There is hand going up back to back.
Good evening, sir. My name is Aratrika Singh. I'm from third year chemical engineering. Sir, if I were to apply at your company for internship and suppose I give my resume, what kind of skills or would you be looking for your company in any kind of fields that you're offering for? For example, your company is for organic construction and future. So, what kind of internship would you provide us and what do you expect from us?
Okay, very nice question. This is something which I have very radical thoughts about. Maybe your vice chancellor may not still like it. See, this is my opinion. I will not give you an internship. Okay? Now the reason is, what's in it for me? Nothing. You come in for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you learn something half-heartedly, you have no understanding of the subject matter, and then you go away. And you get a nice certificate from me saying that she spent no X amount of time. According to me, that's a waste of your time, my time, and the country's energy. Today, whoever is surviving in the chemical industry can be rated at 80% of the global standard. If they are not competitive, they would have died. So my question is, why all these faculty members are trying to teach you? They should teach every day only 2 hours evening class, and all of you need to start working like a professional, only 10 holidays in a year. Rest of the time you are parked in the industry, you come for 2 months back, give your exams, give your practical, get yourself assessed, and go back and do significant projects which are research oriented, development oriented, or skill acquisition oriented. Industry will be very happy to pay you 10,000 rupees and have a, what I would say, workhorse working for them. हम फिर interested हैं because I get an intelligent mind to work on a problem for 4 years. Then I will train you. Then I will teach you. Then I will invest on you. Otherwise, what's in it for me? Does that make sense? So that's my request to them that the model needs to transit and someday let the industry carry a burden. Na? Professors will have to spend the evening hours, yes. So they can sleep in the morning walk, right? But they can keep awake in the night. That's okay. That's the new model. Edison has been very kind to us. Electricity बना दिया ना उसने, बल्ब बना दिया अपने लिए. Let's use it to our advantage. And my one again focus for all of you is, do you really work 365 days in a year? And why not? वो बेचारे हमारे नारायण मूर्ति साहब बोल गए 70 घंटा काम करो और बहुत गालियां पड़ी हैं. सोशल मीडिया चढ़ हुई है उनके ऊपर. I am telling you, I am an example. I today also work minimum 60 to 70 hours a week. I am telling you straight. I have become a chemical engineer. I went on becoming a polymer scientist. I went on becoming one of the finest textile technologists. I have become one of the good civil person also in my lifetime. So you yourself will go through phases of acquiring different skills at different time. but you need time, effort, hard work. Those are the skills which should get into your head. Think even nay, I will not be satisfied with ordinary life. I will achieve something where I will change this world before I go. I will leave a legacy mark. What is your legacy? You decide. It could be in any field, doesn't make any difference. But definitely try to make this earth a better place before you exit out. That's the real skill. I hope little round and round answer, but that is the real story.
Good evening, sir. I am Ajay Ranka, third year BTech Chemical Engineering student. Sir, many believe that sustainability increases cost. And how does Zydex make it commercially viable?
First of all, sustainability doesn't cost more. Let me tell you. See, let me explain sustainability first, because there is a lot of confusion about this word. All of you, for 1 minute, tell me, are you here to stay permanently? Everybody in this room has a return ticket? Yes or no? Only thing you don't know the date. Agreed? Okay. Now, go forward to year 3000. Okay? And those visitors who will come, if they look back on you in the 21st century's grandfather, grandmothers, what will you be described as? Most selfish grandfathers, grandmothers ever visited planet Earth. This is going to be your description. Because you consume resources without even thinking about future generations. So, sustainability mantra, step one. Step one. Whatever are the limiting resources, identify them. Cement, limiting resource. Sand, limiting resource. Simple things I'm telling you. Start extending their life cycle. That's the first stage of sustainability. You extend the life cycle of limiting resources. Value addition हुआ? पैसा मिलेगा? Commercially viable. Make sense? Replace limiting resources with unlimited resources. अनलिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज रहेगा तो सस्ता रहेगा, महंगी चीज को सस्ते से सब्स्टिट्यूट किया, पैसा मिलेगा, कमर्शियली सक्सेस. Step number 2. Step number 3, complete recyclability. Now that's where the problem comes. That is the society ready to pay? Believe me, there will be so much of wealth and there will be so much of social consciousness that people will pay to make this planet a better place. And it will get paid, maybe not today, but in 30 years, 40 years time. But at least do step number 1, step number 2 in the journey of sustainability, and you will find very large opportunities, and which will be supported by the government, which will be supported by the eco-structure of the rules and regulations. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Good evening, sir. My name is Neeraj Narman. I am from third year chemical engineering. So, sir, my question is, like as you said earlier, that the students should work in the industry as well as do their college first. So, what do you think? How the theories should be conveyed to the students, and how the practical should be made into the curriculum?
2 hours, if you learn theory, I think that is more than enough. Because then the professor will also be constrained to only teach you the knowledge saying that, look, I am going to explain the principle. I don't need you read on your own. You have problems, you ask. I am happy to help you 24/7. If you have that option, you are great. You only learn the principle from them and then you only go to them for clarification. You learn on your own. That's where the hard work comes. I want all of you to work 80 hours a week. तुम बोलेंगे क्यों लाए क्यों सर सब हमारे को लेक्चर देने के लिए बुला लिया but if you want to compete in the global scenario if you guys don't work hard that Chinese is working I'm telling you I have seen them those Koreans are working hard if you guys don't work hard you are going to be doomed if one of the Xi Jinping decides I don't like you Indians send 2 million robots to kill all of them. You are in trouble. You need to be strong. You need to be fast. You need to be the best. As simple as that. Keep working hard. Nothing stops you from learning today. Everything is available to you. It is your zeal which will decide yes or no. Yeah. The question is why Japanese low number of population is so ahead in their technical knowledge. First of all, that's not true anymore. Japanese people in the era of movement of technology has lost out on pursuing extraordinary excellence and not moving with the time. The Americans, the Chinese have won the war. They are moving at a much more lightning speed than the Japanese. Japanese are super specialized. They have killed themselves to a great extent. Number one. But what we can learn from Japanese is the focus. If he is making a screwdriver, he tries to make the screwdriver the best of the best in the world. Let me share with you one area of your character. I'm using the word character which you would like to change and which you should change. If you really want to become a developed country. And that word is excellence and which we should learn from Japanese. हमारे यहाँ पे चलता है ये एटीट्यूड जबरदस्त है ना एवढं तर चालतं बाबा ये तो चलता ही है एक्सेप्ट कर लो ना क्यों रोते हो हमारा रोड अनइवन है हम एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं हमारा पुल टेढ़ा मेढ़ा है हम एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं हमारा पेट निकला हुआ है हम एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं हम लड़ते नहीं है and if you bring this excellence in your life I believe me, it changes the way things will happen in your life. I have done that. आप मेरा कॉर्पोरेट ऑफिस देखने के लिए कभी यदि आएंगे 100 feet का ऑफिस में the distance from one pillar to other pillar the tolerance was given 1 millimeter and they had to achieve it and they achieved. That is excellence. कि करेंगे तो सीधा ही रखेंगे टेढ़ा नहीं चलेगा पैसा लगाएंगे you have to spend money you have to spend energy but expect excellence बराबर चेयर बनाओ कि एयरक्राफ्ट बनाओ doesn't make any difference excellence is the way to go all done One person is all done, right? Yeah, okay, one more question.
सर आपने अभी बोला कि जो उसमें कंसेप्ट पढ़ा है उससे उन्हें क्वेश्चन करना चाहिए कि मुझे सिर्फ ये बताओ कि प्रोसेस से मैं पैसा बना सकता हूँ। सर अभी तक तो मैंने बहुत पढ़ा है कि एक्चुअली से कि अभी तक तो पैसे नहीं बनाएंगे, ये मैं इसमें सही चला जा रहा हूँ। सर मुझे पैसे कमाना है तो ऐड कीजिए मैट्रिक्स में क्यों फंसना है? पैसा ही कमाना है ऐड दें तो ये मैट्रिक्स में क्यों फंसना है? डिग्री के बाद भी प्लेसमेंट लेके मैं सिर्फ मेरा और मेरे बीवी बच्चों का पेट में पहले दिन में पैसा डाला।
Good question. What he is saying is कि ऐसा ही बनाने का है तो समोसा बेच के भी पैसे कमा सकता हूँ, ये सब केमिकल इंजीनियर क्यों कर रहा हूँ? आई एम द एग्जाम्पल कि एक केमिकल इंजीनियर कितना वेल्थ जनरेट कर सकता है, 0 से 1000 करोड़। ओके, समोसा वाला नहीं 1000 करोड़ कर सकता, ये बात मानते हो? इसलिए आपको केमिकल इंजीनियर बनना है। The chemical engineering is all about application of knowledge, mathematics to how to create value. The question is, do you generate value? Principle सर ने सिखाया है। Let us say example heat transfer को सीख रहे हैं, तो heat transfer में उन्होंने बताया कि भाई U factor है। अब U फैक्टर का जब तक फंडामेंटल अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं आएगा कि एट दैट फिल्म क्या हो रहा है, हाउ दी करंट्स आर डूइंग दैट, कि रेनॉल्ड नंबर उसको करेगा क्या, रेनॉल्ड नंबर से क्या होने वाला है, एक्चुअली हीट ट्रांसफर कितना होगा, उसका लिमिटिंग फैक्टर क्या है, रियल लाइफ की प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है, उसको मैंने सॉल्व करके मैं क्या करूंगा, मेरी विस्कोसिटी का क्या लेना देना है, मेरी विस्को इलास्टिक नेचर है तो उसका क्या लेना देना है। ये सवाल जब तुम पूछोगे टीचर को तो फिर उसमें से निकलेगा कि भैया आपको जो सीखना है, यू फैक्टर इज नॉट ओनली अबाउट लर्निंग सम इक्वेशन, इट इज अबाउट एक्चुअली सॉल्विंग द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ ट्रांसफरिंग द हीट फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर, व्हाट इज द कंडीशन ऑफ द मटेरियल। तो राइट फ्रॉम let's say cast iron or to a stainless steel 304 to a 316 to XYZ to a glass slide reactor, you will have to learn all that, no? So you will have to learn the conductivity of the metal, you will have to learn how basically with time it will deteriorate when you are designing something. So there are so many things which he will then start coming out and telling you, look, the money will get paid to you for designing a good heat transfer equipment is all these parameters you will have to learn. This is where the real knowledge is. And this is where the real discussion should happen, rather than just listening to some formulas. And its correlationship. All done? So thank you very much for your time. One exercise I want you to do, please document जितने भी लोग यहाँ आए हैं, what is the cost of your time, right? And if there is a presentee or rollman, find out what was the cost of this 1 hour interaction. मेरा कॉस्ट में बाद में डालना, ठीक है, क्योंकि अतुल साहब को बिल भेजना पड़ेगा ना, करेक्ट? See, why I am insisting again and again, please value your time. Create value constantly. That is the final message. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing us your knowledge in a very interactive way, and we got to know how to value ourselves in the most. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Abhinvedi, sir. Please share your thoughts.
So you are listening to a person who is chemical engineer from NITU, and he himself has said that from 0 to 1000 volts. So those figures are correct. Whatever virtues he himself was telling, we always realize that he is a very good chemical engineer, chemist, agronomist sales engineer and whatnot. Plus economist also. Because otherwise he cannot rise to 1,000 euros. Sum total is that what is the success mantra? He has told many things. He is profound in his subject that he must not have told. He is a very good chemical engineer, basically. Extremely hard-working person, which he himself has admitted. And perseverance. If you want to do something, you have to pursue. And pursue for the excellence. I think in this, what I would understand is that. And value your time, value your whatever you do, you should have value for that. So you have to be a good chemical engineer in the beginning. How you become, whether in 2 hours or 10 hours of practice, is a different issue. You must be a good chemical engineer, which he is. Rest is your all efforts, hard work, your decisions, your capability to own your decisions. So that is the hard work. I always say to all students that reading has no substitute, hard work has no substitute. There cannot be any shortcut in your life. No shortcut to success. So इतना ख्याल रखिए. I really thank Ajay Ranka ji for his wonderful interaction. And I did not expect this kind of interaction. It was very lively and actually touching with students. I think students also must have liked it. So with this, we end here. Thank you, sir.